Alright, here's a story that I think you're really gonna like. Arthur Fleck was never good at being evil. Like even as a child, he would get frustrated watching the other kids play, and he wanted to join in but never knew how. He was always an outsider looking in. So when he grew up and decided to become a stand-up comedian, his material was always about being the outsider, the different one, the person who didn't belong. Which is why when he saw Pennywise dancing at the club with her rich friends, he felt compelled to go up to her and talk to her, because she was also an outsider looking in, albeit in a very different way. After talking with her for a while, they began dating, and Arthur soon met Pennywise's father, who was a renowned psychiatrist. And while Arthur liked the man, he knew that Pennywise's father disapproved of him. So in an effort to win over his girlfriend's father, Arthur decided to try and make something of himself. He got a job working for a catering company, owned by a friend of his mother's. And even though he had to wear a ridiculous costume, he was able to use the connections he made to start getting some gigs of his own. He and Pennywise broke up after he discovered that she was seeing someone else. But rather than being angry or bitter, Arthur was actually relieved, because now he could finally move on with his life and pursue his dreams. He eventually became a famous comedian and talk show host, even got his own sitcom, which was loosely based on his life. One day while he was filming an episode of his show, he noticed a young woman in the audience who seemed out of place. She was dressed differently than the other people, and Arthur couldn't help but feel drawn to her. He asked her out after the taping, and they began dating. And Arthur soon realized that the feeling he had when he first saw Pennywise all those years ago was actually love. It turned out that the girl he had fallen in love with wasn't just any ordinary person. She was actually the daughter of one of Gotham's most powerful crime bosses. But despite her father's criminal connections, she was a kind and giving person who used her wealth to help others. Arthur was torn between his feelings for her and his fear of what her father would do to him. But ultimately, he decided to follow his heart. And he and the girl he loved were together for many years. They got married and had a son. And Arthur's talk show became one of the most popular in the country. But their happiness was short-lived. The girl's father was eventually arrested for his crimes and sentenced to life in prison. And without his daughter's financial support, Arthur's talk show was cancelled. Desperate to make money and provide for his family, Arthur agreed to do a stand-up comedy tour in Asia. But while he was there, his wife was killed in a car accident. Grief-stricken and angry, Arthur returned to Gotham and began to plan his revenge. He had always been fascinated with Batman, even keeping a Batmobile model in his son's room. But now he saw the hero as an obstacle to be overcome. Arthur stole a large sum of money from his wife's killer and used it to create a new identity for himself. He took the name Joker and set about making Batman's life a living hell. With each passing day, Joker became more and more obsessed with Batman, even going so far as to kill one of Batman's sidekicks. But no matter how many people Joker killed, Batman seemed undeterred. So Joker decided to take things to the next level. He kidnapped Batman's son and brought him to an abandoned amusement park. There Joker revealed his true identity to the boy and offered him a chance to join him in his fight against his father. But Batman arrived just in time to save his son, and Joker fled. In the ensuing chaos, Joker accidentally fell into a vat of acid, which changed his appearance and made him even more deranged than before. Vowing revenge, Joker escaped and vowed to destroy Batman and everything he stood for. Let me know what you thought about this story in the comments below. And also check out the other videos in my catalog. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day.